All right, I'm going to follow up on a question that I answered a minute ago, and that was if someone's getting into the lawn care business mid-year, how do they grow their business? So I'm going to touch on a point I've already touched on several times in other videos. If you're willing, if you're not afraid, put on some nice clothes, print up some business cards, maybe print up a little postcard. And again, postcards and how to do them right are a totally different conversation. But you can go to overnightprints.com. You can print some postcards where they have a front and back to them where you don't leave the space for postage and address and such. And then for an extra, I think it's $2 per thousand, you can have the corners rounded. And you can make them into a nice little handout. It's nothing more than a 5x7 postcard, which is super cheap to print. I think you can print 500 of them for $80 or something like that. So you don't need to create a big brochure, but you could create your unique selling points about why you're different than everyone else on just a little handout card that had your web address, that has your phone number on it, and you walk down the street and you can knock on doors. And so if you're doing this for residential, it's as simple as knocking on the door, introducing yourself, explaining why you're different, and asking if you can have a shot at the business, and guaranteeing the work in some fashion, or giving some deal. Initially when you have nothing to lose and you have no business, you might consider offering to mow the front yard for free to prove the quality of your work. I know that sounds crazy. It works. It's actually, now you're going to get burned on that sometimes, and you can't look at it that way. There are people that will take advantage of you. What you've got to look at is the results of the whole. If you get burned, one time out of every 10, but every 10 times you do a demonstration of your quality, you sell 6. To me, that's worth it. That's worth doing. So we don't do a lot of that, but it's just an example of how to think, because when you're getting started, you're desperate and you can afford to do whatever you got to do. So do some unique things. And, you might just test an idea like that. But walk down the street. This is residential we're talking about. Knock on the doors, introduce yourself, ask for the business. First rule, go to neighborhoods where they actually have lawn care. One thing I do not recommend is looking at a street and saying, wow, that grass is really tall, that yard looks terrible. Those people definitely need a lawn company. Well, the reason they probably don't already have a lawn company is because they won't pay for it, or because they didn't pay their bill and they got canceled. Sell to buyers. Don't go try to convert those that mow the yard themselves. Don't try to convert them into buyers. There's a reason they're not using lawn care. You may be able to sell them, but what I would say is pick the low-hanging fruit. Go get the people that are already buying lawn care services. Convince them that you're the better choice, that you're the better company, and get them to switch to you. And do it in a very ethical manner, but really do be a better company. It's not hard to do, honestly. Most people don't answer their phones. Most people don't show up on the same day every week. Most people don't show up on time. Most people don't remember to do the work they're asked to do. It's just pretty sad how few companies really take exceptional care of their clients. You can absolutely do that. So go sell that and get some people to try you out. Go over and above, and accept that up front here, I may not make a ton of money. I may make some dumb mistakes. I may lose a little money here or there, but I'm figuring it out and I'm building a business. I'm getting something going. It's not going to take that many clients to have enough money for many people to quit their job. And so go out and try some stuff. Knocking on doors is the fastest. Likewise, same in commercial. I've said it before, knocking on doors is one of the fastest ways to grow. So, over and above that, what are other ways? Door hangers. But don't just do the normal door hanger and say, satisfaction guaranteed, and here's the services, what we do, here's what we provide. Oh, please call us, or hey, you'll get your 8th mowing free, or whatever. I see it all the time. Don't do all that normal stuff. You need to be different. You've got to be completely different than everybody else. You want to stand out. What can you guarantee? What can you give away? What can you offer? What will you say you'll do to prove you're the best? I mean, your headline on that postcard or on that door hanger is incredibly important. You've got to get them to read it. And there's no way I can record all the details that go into this in just 8 or 9 minutes, but you've got to think about how can you be different. So door hangers work. If you get a client, then you should be putting door hangers on the 5 houses around that client frequently. Postcards work. They're inexpensive. You can use, again, services like overnight prints. I don't use them anymore for that, but to do some small mailings, to get them out fast and have somebody else handle everything, where you just upload a mailing list and they mail it out. It's just easy. You can get a mailing list for cheap from Info USA of homeowners in a certain neighborhood, and you can just mail out to those homeowners. and you can use the service to do it all for you, and you can just set it up to keep going out. But the key is to write a really good marketing piece. That is absolutely the key. So be different, make it, put, again, I've said it before, put yourself in their perspective. If you were buying lawn care, what would you want? What would make you get off the couch and switch and pick up that phone and switch to another company? It's not as easy as you think. Not everybody's going to think, oh, wow, a new lawn care company. This guy's probably great. No, they're going to assume you're like everybody else. You've got to convince them, and you got to show them you're different to get them to pick up the phone or go visit your website. So do that. And when you do that, then the media, what you'd call the media, be it the internet or a postcard or a door hanger or Valpak or any of that, a lot of it can work for you if you have the right message and the right call to action to get the client to take action or get the prospect to actually try you. So I'd use door hangers. We use door hangers, postcards. We use letters that are hand addressed with a real stamp on them. We use newsletters that go out to clients, and we use them as prospecting. So it's a newsletter that we've built. We do a lot of internet. We really do heavy internet marketing through pay-per-click and through search engine optimization. We have multiple websites. We ask for referrals. So a little more difficult when you don't have many clients, but as soon as you get clients, you need to start asking them for referrals. We ask for referrals. We incent our clients every time they give us a referral. We try to do what I'd call a JV deal or network with other companies in the business. So let's say you're getting in just the fertilization just the fertilization weed control side of the business. What landscape maintenance companies and what landscape companies can you go strike a deal with to recommend you for fertilization and weed control? Now, if you're mowing and you're doing fertilization and weed control, it's going to be hard to strike those deals with a maintenance company because they could see you as a competitor. Who can you get you to refer you? Is there a laundromat in the area that you can incent them? There's just an assortment of, can you network with the nursery? Think of friends and neighbors, who can you get business from? So you want to go through and make a list of all that. So just an unlimited number of ways that you can do marketing. I'm a big fan of postcard marketing, but again, I do all of it. So any of it will work if you have the right message. You've just got to make it incredibly compelling to get them to switch to you this time of year. But again, it's totally doable. So I hope that helps.